Hello, good morning, friends, and we are back into this online classroom again. And I hope you are really taking advantage of this present situation and using every opportunity to learn and preparing your lessons. At least most of you, some of you are still lagging behind. So I hope others also will come up to the expectations and will start doing their work regularly and be enthusiastic. So today, as you see in this board, let us see a new topic or new lesson, that is lesson number 2, which shall begin, and the name is People as Resource. In the previous lesson we learned about different types of resources like land, capital, human labor, and so on. So now we come to that particular human capital. So human means people. So we try to see today, how can the people be a resource? How can people be used as resource? How can people become resource? Are all the people resource? Or some people are resource, some people are not resource? Let us try to analyze and find out all this and clarify our doubts. Okay? So we can take lesson number 2, page in your book, page number 16. So the chapter People as Resource is an effort to explain population as an asset for the economy rather than liability. So in this lesson we will be trying to explain that people as an asset, people as a resource and not as a liability. So two different things, liability and asset. So if you have a good health, then you are able to do a lot of work, then you become an asset to your family. You can work hard and you can earn money and you can support your family. That is an asset if you have a good health. Suppose you are a sickly person, every time you have to go to the hospital, or you are not able to walk by yourself, you need support of others, then you are no more an asset to the family, you are a liability. Because of you, others are suffering. So it becomes a liability. Others have to look after you. So let us see the population in India. We have such a large population and we are a leading country in the matters of population. Let us see the huge population in India. Is it a liability or is it an asset to the nation? That is what we are going to prove in this lesson. Population becomes human capital when there is investment made in the form of education, training and medical care. So in order to turn or in order to train this population into an asset or into a resource, we need to give a lot of input. Input means we have to give them some training when they are young. So no use of training them when they are very old, but we have to give them training when they are young onwards. So what are the inputs that we can give into the people? We can give them education, we can give them training and we can give them medical care. So when we give these things when they are young, then the people will turn out to be an asset. For example, let us see education. So we have to begin education when they are young onwards. For 15-20 years they have no chance of learning anything, no chance of going to school, then giving them education, it will not be much useful. So from young onwards they are made to learn and they get a lot of knowledge and they grow up in that knowledge. So in the future they will be able to do something useful for the country, for the society and so on. So educated person can do much better than an uneducated person. Or in the case of training, people who are working in the factory, in the offices, they all got special training, not simply just an ordinary person going and sitting there in the office and doing the work. They got special training in that. So if a person is trained well, he'll be able to perform better and he will be a real asset. A person who is ignorant, he will not be able to do anything. He will be only a failure. So that should not happen. Then medical care. Now, if people are sick, you must give them medical care, you must give them medicine, then should get back his health. If you don't give them medicine, then he will become worse. He will become more and more sickly and he will be worse. So that also will not be useful for the country. So we have to take care of the people by providing them education, by providing them training, and by providing them help. Then that person will be really an asset to the country in the future. So in fact, human capital is the stock of skill and productive knowledge embodied in them. So if that person is trained with all these things, if there is knowledge and skill in that person, that means he is educated, he is trained, he gets the skill by training. And if these things are there, then we can really say that person is the real human capital. Otherwise, a person who is uneducated, a person who is sickly, a person who has no training, no skill, nothing, then we cannot call him a human capital. He will be only a liability. So, people as a resource is a way of referring to a country's working people in terms of their existing productive skills and abilities. So, we talk about people of a country as a resource based on their knowledge, their skill, their health, and so on. And looking at the population from this productive aspect emphasizes its ability to contribute to the creation of the gross national product. So, when people are talented or people are equipped with knowledge, training, and good health, they will be able to do something for the nation. They will be able to work. They will be able to produce something and contribute to the national growth of the nation, the net growth. And like other resources, population also is a resource. So we said in the other class that other resources are there, land, labor, capital, all that. So same way, people are also a resource. This is a positive side of a large population that is often overlooked when we look only at the negative side, considering only the problems of providing the population with food, education, and access to health facilities. So very often what happens in India is we say, oh, India population is very huge, how can we provide education for them, how can we provide health care for them, how can we provide skill for them, all that. We worried about the size, the huge size of the population, and we worry about the problems that are there. But we don't look at the positive side. Suppose we think we have such a huge population, and if we provide them with education, if we provide them with good health, if we provide them with a skill, we have such a huge asset, we have such a huge resources, and we will be able to achieve the number one position in the world. We will be able to get a lot of products. We will be able to do a lot of things, and our nation will grow fast. We can take it that positive way also. Very often we give so much emphasis on the negative aspects and we fail to bring up our population as a resource. We make them a liability instead of turning them into an asset. That is what very often happens to the poor countries like India. So investment in human capital so when the existing human resource is further developed by becoming more educated and healthy, we call it human capital formation that adds to the productive power of the country, just like physical capital formation. So if you take care of our people, of our population, by giving them education, by giving them good health care, by giving them good training, they all turn out to be productive resources. They will be very good human resource for the entire country, and our country will develop faster. Then investment in human capital, that is through education, training and medical care. So we already said we have to do investment. If you begin a business, we have to do a lot of investment first. We will not get result in the beginning itself. For example, if you want to start an industry, we have to buy the land, we have to spend money for buying the land. As soon as we buy land, we are not able to get profit. So we have to buy the land, then we have to make a building there, then we have to purchase a lot of machines, then we have to employ people, then we have to start buying raw materials for producing things. So after spending a lot of money to buy all these things, then slowly the workers will start producing things, we will sell it in the market and we get money profit. So money will come little later. So before we begin the work, we need lot of money, that is capital. So we need to make a lot of investment. In the same way, the people also will take time to produce results. So first we have to make a lot of investment. We have to give them good training, good education, good healthcare and so on. So then in the future they will be able to become a better person, they will be able to bring out the best result that is possible. So investment is necessary in the beginning. And this can be seen directly in the form of higher incomes earned because of higher productivity of the more educated or the better trained persons, as well as the higher productivity of healthier people. So more people are more healthy, they will be able to produce more. People are more trained, they will be able to work more effectively. So all these investments are very much important in getting the maximum results. So we have already studied about green revolution in geography and so on. Also in history we must have studied. So this green revolution mainly we study in geography, and that was, what was it? The people were same, the cultivation area was same, but suddenly we changed our method and we were able to produce better. We were able to produce more crops. That was a result. So India's green revolution is a dramatic example of how the input of greater knowledge in the form of improved production technologies can rapidly increase the productivity of scarce land resources. So the people got idea. Before that they were going on with their original idea or their local idea, but people gave them new inputs, new idea, that if you change this method, you will be able to produce more harvest. So people gave them that idea. So farmers accepted that idea. They got that better seed. If I change this seed and use another seed, or instead of digging with hand or plowing the field with buffalo, if I use a tractor, then there will be better. So they got that better knowledge, and because of that knowledge they were able to produce better. So that is what can happen. The knowledge can change the effect. The output can be changed. And India's IT revolution is a striking instance of how importance of human capital has come to acquire a higher position than that of material plant and machinery. So we have realized that this IT revolution, IT means information technology, in the computer age we have got a revolution. We have improved our knowledge, we have improved our technology, and that has made us to acquire more knowledge in different fields, the agriculture field, the industry field. So because of this knowledge that we got from IT sector, we are able to improve in different parts or different areas of human life. You can see a little information is there. Two kids are talking. What is human resource? It is like land or labor. And the boy says, no, it is more than that. What is human capital? Is it like rupee, paise or dollar? It is more than that. So human resource is more important than all the other resources, more than the land, more than the labor, more than the money, everything. So human beings are the most important resource. Why? Because if human beings are not there, then all the other things become useless. Who will use the land? Who will use the money? Who will use the equipments if human beings are not there? So a trained human being, a healthy human being, an educated human being is a real great resource, and he will be able to bring many more production, higher amount of production into the country, and will help the growth of the economy as well. So the human capital formation or human resource formation is very much important and very much needed for the development of a country. Not only do the more educated and the healthier people gain through their higher incomes, society gains also in other indirect ways, because the advantages of a more educated or a healthier population spread to those who also themselves were not directly educated or given health care. So, when a person is given good care in his health, in his knowledge, in his training, everything, then it becomes advantage not only for him. Suppose an educated person, he will be able to get good salary, he will be able to get higher salary, but that is not the benefit only for him. He will be getting higher salary, at the same time he will be working better, and so the society also will be benefiting. That's why people who are highly educated, people who are highly skilled or talented, they are paid more because they are able to do more work, and the society or the company is able to get more benefits. So that is an advantage. And in fact, human capital is in one way superior to other resources like land and physical capital. Human resources can make use of land and capital. Land and capital cannot become useful on its own. So I said just now, human capital is more important than other resources or other capital, more important than land, more important than money, and so on. Because if human beings are not there, all the other becomes useless. How will they work themselves? Land alone cannot produce anything. People have to work there. Or the factory alone cannot produce anything. People have to work there. So human beings are the most important resource. If human beings are good, healthy, talented, trained, then they will be able to produce better. If they are not talented or trained, then they will be working very slowly, not so expert, and the production will be very less. So that is what can happen in our country if we are not having a trained, if we are not having a good human resource. And for many decades in India, a large population has been considered a liability rather than an asset. So that is a problem in India. We have got such a large population, and instead of making use of this large population for better production, making them into a better human resource, we are thinking it is a liability, how to feed these people, how to find a food for these people, how to find shelter for these people. That is how we think, and we go on remaining in the same place or in the same condition. But if you are thinking it as a positive way, we have got number of people, so many high population we have, let us all make them into good human resource, then they all will turn out to be productive resources, and our country, the situation will be improving and will be growing up. So we must have that positive attitude. Instead of thinking it as a negative, try to think it as a positive. It can be turned into a productive asset by investment in human capital. For example, by spending resources on education and health for all, training of industrial and agriculture workers in the use of modern technology, useful scientific researches, and so on. So the population that we have, we can train them into something good. We can give them a training so that they will become good industrial workers, or they will become good agricultural workers, or they will become good office workers having a lot of idea about technology and so on. So it depends on what are our needs. If we need good farmers, give them a lot of idea about farming, how to do farming, what are the proper methods of farming. If you want them good officers, then give them training in that. So different people should be trained in different area, so that all around development will be possible in our country, and we will be developing faster and faster. So that is what we need to do. So in order to understand this story better, let us learn the story of two people living in the village. Let us see how their life was changed, how they made use the possibilities that were available there, and what became at the end. What was the production they made, or what kind of resource they became. Let us see about the story of two people. First, let us see the story of Sakal. Say name of a person, Sakal. So there were two friends, Vilas and Sakal. So in a village there were two boys. Both of them were very close friends. One's name is Vilas, another one is Sakal. So Vilas and Sakal. So Sakal was a 12-year-old boy. So we will be talking about Sakal now. He is just 12 years old. His mother Sheila looked after domestic chores. So his mother was just ordinary housewife. She was looking after the domestic chores, the works of the house. His father Bhutta Chowdhury worked in an agricultural field, and his father was a farmer, Bhutta Chowdhury. And Sakal helped his mother in domestic chores. So this 12-year-old boy, he also helped his mother to finish up the works at home. He also looked after his younger brother Jitu and sister Situ. So he has got a brother and a sister. So he helped the mother to look after his younger ones also. His uncle Shyam had passed the matriculation examination, but was sitting idle in the house as he had no job. So his uncle's name was Shyam, and he had passed the matric exam, but still simply sitting at home because he did not get any job. He was not willing to do any other job. Buddha and Sheila were eager to teach Sakal. So Sakal's parents, mother and father, they were very eager. They wanted their son to be educated. Instead of only helping mother at home, that was not enough. They wanted his son or their son to be educated and learn something from the school. So they forced him to join the village school, which he soon joined. So there was a school in the village, and they forced him, you instead of sitting all the time at home and doing the housework, go to school, learn. And so he listened to his parents, then he went and joined the school in learning. And he started studying and completed his higher secondary examination. So he studied very well, he was very much interested in studies, and he completed up to higher secondary level. And his father persuaded him to continue his studies. So the parents were very happy. Our child is studying very well. He already finished higher secondary, plus 12 is over. So they told him, continue study, you continue more, study more, go for higher studies again. He raised a loan for Sakal to study a vocational course in computers. So his father did not have enough money, so he took a loan, maybe from the bank. So with that, they told him, you go for computer studies. I will give you money, I will raise the fund for you, I will take a loan for you. Don't worry, I will help you. Go and learn computer. And Sakal was meritorious and interested in studies from the beginning. So Sakal was meritorious, he had that merit, he already studied +2 with a good marks, and so he was very much interested in studies, and he showed his real interest in learning about computer. With great vigor and enthusiasm, he completed his course. After some time, he got a job in a private firm. He even designed a new kind of software. So he completed his computer studies and he got a job in a private company. And then he was very intelligent, he was very clever, and because he learned so many things while his course in computer, and he was able to make a new software, a new program. Computer programs are called software. So he made a new program and that he gave to the company. And this software helped him to increase the sale of the firm. So since he made that new program in the computer, that helped that factory to sell their products more. They were able to advertise more, they were able to attract the customers more, and so the work that he did, that was very helpful for the company. And his boss acknowledged his services and rewarded him with a promotion. So his boss, his master was very happy, or his officer was very happy that he made this new software program and that helped the growth of the company, and so he gave him a promotion, gave him a higher position in the factory, and naturally his salary also will be increased. So that is the story of this boy Sakhar. The beginning, he had no chance to study, but his parents encouraged him to study, and he made use of that opportunity that he got. He did not go to school and waste his time, roam around or challenging others and so on. But he made use that time and he learned very well. And since he was doing very well, his parents encouraged study more. Even they took loan and helped him, and he made use every opportunity that was given to him to study, and he got that degree, he passed the course and he got job, and there he showed his talent by making a new program in the computer which was helpful to the growth of the company, and his master was very happy with him, so he gave him a higher salary and he gave him promotion. So that is a story about Sakhar. Now we will come to the story of Vilas, his friend in the village. What happened to Vilas? How did he live his life? So Vilas was an 11-year-old boy residing in the same village as Sakhar. So both of them were living in the same village, and he had only just how many years old? 11 years. Sakhar was 12 years old, Vilas was 11 years old. Vilas' father Mahesh was a fisherman. So his father was a farmer. Vilas' father is a fisherman. His father passed away when he was only 2 years old. So it was a tragedy for him that when Vilas reached 2 years, his father already passed away. His mother Gita sold fish to earn money to feed the family. Since the father is not there, nobody is there to support the family. So his mother took up selling fish. She took up the job. She will go and buy fish from others and go and sell it. And she bought fish from the landowner's pond and sold it in the nearby Mandi. She could earn only 20 to 30 rupees a day by selling fish. So morning till evening she will be sitting there selling fish, and at the end of the day she will be getting a profit of only just 20 rupees or 30 rupees. So that is the income the family is getting to survive. So they were really poor. Vilas became a patient of arthritis. So more trouble we can say. This boy also became sick. He got arthritis. Arthritis means the swelling of the body, especially the joints, the body joints, the hands, the legs, everywhere will be swelling. He will not be able to walk properly, work properly, and so on. So he was a sickly person. His mother could not afford to take him to a doctor. So altogether the income that his mother is getting is just 20 rupees or 30 rupees, and that is not even sufficient for daily food items. So how can she afford to take him to hospital? So really she could not take him to hospital, and therefore the boy remained sickly always. His mother could not afford to take him to a doctor. He could not go to school either, since he is sick and there is no money in the family, cannot even buy textbooks and so on. So he could not go to school also. He was not interested in studies, and other thing is he was not interested in studies also. And he helped his mother in cooking and also looked after his younger brother Mohan. So he was happy to remain at home, help his mother. When his mother go for selling fish, he will remain at home, cook food, look after the younger one, and so on. After some time, his mother fell sick and there was no one to look after her. So after some time his mother also became sick and nobody is there to look after her. So if she is not going for selling fish, there is no income at all in the family. There is no one else. So there was no one to help her, no one to look after her. and there was no one in the family to support them. Vilas too was forced to sell fish in the same village. He, like his mother, earned only a meager income. So when mother is sick, she cannot go for work, and there was nobody to help them. And so Vilas at the end decided, let mother take rest. I will go and sell the fish, and I will get that money. What mother was getting 20 rupees or 30 rupees, I will be able to get. So the Vilas remained a fish seller, and the little income he will be getting. While his friend Sakha, he became a big officer, getting a very high salary and a very big important officer. So both of them lived in the same village. Both of them were poor, but at the end you see, Vilas became a fish seller, getting only 20 or 30 rupees, but Sakha became a very well trained person. So which one is a human resource or better resource? Sakha. He has got knowledge, he has got training, he has got good health. But here, Vilas has no good health, he is a sickly person, and he has no knowledge, he never went to school, and he has no training. All that what he knows is cooking food and selling fish. And so, this person will not be able to produce much for the society. He will continue to remain in that same. But here, Sakal is able to do much more things for the society. That way he will be able to bring a lot of benefit into the society, help for the growth of the society, and so on. So that shows how the human investment can change a human person into a beautiful and a useful resource. The example of Sakal is for that. So today we shall wind it up, and thank you for listening. I hope you also must have learned the importance of human resource and how to do that training or how to make that investment. If the Sakal's parents were not ready to send him to school, then he would not have become a big officer. When they had no money, they borrowed money and sent him to school for study, computer and so on. So because they made investment, at the end they got back much more than what they invested. They got back from Sakal because he became a big officer. Okay, so you read your textbook again nicely and try to understand it. Have a nice day.